Whiplash! Whiplash! Come here immediately!
Yes, Skeletor.
Why are you shaking?
I'm not shaking. It's Monkey Boy.
Oh, right. I have just received an alarming telephone call from the butterfly farm. Have you any idea why?
No, Skeletor.
Well, someone matching your description paid a visit to them this morning and was seen acting suspiciously. The staff have just completed the afternoon butterfly count, and they are short by 17 butterflies. I have some questions. Were you at the butterfly farm this morning?
I can't remember, Skeletor.
Okay. How many butterfly farms have you been to today?
One, Skeletor, this morning.
Right. Do you know anything about 17 missing butterflies?
No, Skeletor.
Okay. Tell me, do you like eating butterflies?
Oh, yes, Skeletor. Oh, I do like doing that.
Right. Did you eat some of their butterflies?
I don't remember, Skeletor.
I see. As a rough guess, how many butterflies have you eaten today?
17, Skeletor.
Right. Okay. Just so we're clear, did you, this morning, visit the butterfly farm and eat 17 of their butterflies?
Yes, I did.
I know you did, Whiplash. Right. The management have asked me to inform you that you are now banned from the premises, as they do not appreciate visitors eating their animals. The fact that I find the matter hilarious is beside the point. Well done, but get out of my sight before I beat you.
Yes, Skeletor.
Greetings! I am Skeletor. Welcome to SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. Shh, it's the internet's best kept secret. Okay, we begin with a question from The Wire, who asks, why did you get so intoxicated last week, and did you drink alone or with a companion? Well, my drinking was to alleviate the persistent and crushing disappointment caused by the show's dwindling view count, and an attempt to boost the channel's flagging statistics. I can confirm that my strategy was unsuccessful. Am I feeling sorry for myself? Yes. Each show takes about 8 or 10 hours to produce, and with the exception of 10 to 15 loyal supporters who are amazing, it feels like I'm pissing into the wind. That is not a funny answer, but it is an accurate one, and you did ask. My preference is to drink alone, as I find other drunk people to be insufferable. Thanks for the questions. Next, we have questions from new contributor Stephen Hoskins. Why is everyone called Stephen? Anyway, Stephen asks, will you be watching the Trump-Harris debate, and would you like to provide commentary? No, absolutely not, to both questions. I want nothing to do with sports, religion, or politics. I cannot feign interest in these topics, and as such, I do not feel entitled to an opinion. However, if during the debate the subject of cakes is discussed, I would appreciate a heads up. Thanks, Stephen, and welcome to the channel. Andrew says he loves my scuba tack equipment and asks if I've used it to get up to mischief. Yes, I used it to sneak onto the set of Waterworld to take furtive pictures of Kevin Costner's feet. I planned to sell them to the highest bidder, but I misjudged market demand and was only able to sell 3 of the 600 photos taken. I sold them to a chiropodist for use in a case study. Thanks, Andrew. Stephen Gray asks, if you were being chased by a gang of marauding wasteland mutants, what song would you prefer to come on the radio of your souped-up V8 Interceptor? Probably Madonna's Material Girl, or Orinoco Flow by Enya. Stephen also asks what flavour poppets I would have in the glove box. I think raisin would be the wisest tactical decision. Thanks, Stephen. Mimi Rogers emerges from the fountain of creativity with the question, what is your favourite book? Possibly Salem's Lot by Stephen King, or The Tricky Troggle by Jim and Christopher Slater. Thanks, Mimi. H.P. Bifter returns with the following. How many whips could Whiplash lash if Whiplash could lash whips? And how many would you use on him when he fails? Well, sir, I have been asked this before, so you have obviously not watched every single second of the series. You can probably guess what your homework assignment will be. As for the second part of your question, Whiplash would never fail to lash a whip to my satisfaction, but if this should ever become an issue, I would thrash him with a cat o' nine tails, and then punch him in the bollocks. Alex James writes, I have heard that you were responsible for creating Sesame Street. Was it to undermine the youth into becoming a brainwashed legion under your control? No, Alex, but you are close. I was in fact responsible for creating Degrassi Junior High, although my reasons are my own, and I shall not reveal my motives. Your confusion likely stems from the fact that I am good friends with Grover. Thanks, Alex. Retro Toy Guy Sai asks, Kit, A-Team van, or Ecto-1? Which vehicle would you use to take Taylor Swift to the McDonald's drive-thru? Well, Taylor is more of a KFC girl, but that notwithstanding, I would probably take Kit, because my local Mackie D's drive-thru is quite narrow and awkward to negotiate. Last week, Vader and I went through in an Imperial Star Destroyer, and we broke off one of the wing mirrors whilst trying to line up with the service window. Thanks for the question. Paul Wilson asks, which 70s or 80s game show would you bring back? Who would host it, and would you modernise the format? Well, I'm not sure if this counts, but I would like to see the return of Funhouse. I'd like it to be hosted by Rachel Riley. I would make some changes, like getting rid of the shit go-kart bit at the end and replacing it with a 2-minute rolling pin fight. The climbing equipment should be covered in custard, and Rachel Riley should also be covered in custard. Thanks, Paul. New contributor Caris asks, how do you like your potatoes? A good question. I like them chipped, roasted, mashed, mangled, baked, fried, smashed, sautéed, waffled, and whipped.
Skeletor!
What? Whiplash and Spirit of Whiplash!
You've just listed most of the methods of potato preparation.
I know I've just listed most of the methods of potato preparation, Whiplash and Spirit of Whiplash. I like having just listed most of the methods of potato preparation. What's your point?
You didn't mention boiled potatoes.
No, of course not. Boiling is the weakest form of potato preparation, unless the potatoes in question are baby new potatoes and have been minted. Get out of my sight, you pair of numbskulls.
Yes, Skeletor. Yes, Skeletor.
Thanks for the question, Caris, and welcome to the channel. Finally this week, Steve Jones writes, what eldritch echoes of your nefarious exploits will seep into the minds of those hapless enough to heed your words, ensnaring their very souls in an unending horror, leaving them irrevocably haunted by your insatiable yearning for the unspeakable and malevolent? Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thank you for watching.
Skeletor!
What, Whiplash?
You need to answer the question.
Oh, very well. Steve, I once did a big poo in a children's soft play area. It smelled of cabbage and nuts. Is that okay, Whiplash?
Yes, Skeletor.
Okay, that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, and you'd like to give it a thumbs up, that would be lovely. If you can be bothered, please share the channel with other humans, and do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to leave me a comment or a peculiar question for next week. If you send a shit question, I am going to embarrass you. Right, I'm off to call Dan Aykroyd and bother him with wasp noises. I'll see you next time. Bye. Get out of my sight before I beat you.